Hi everyone, it's Tanya. Welcome or welcome back. And in this video I'm going to do a huge book depository unboxing because in December, as you might know, book depository had lots of discounts and I'm so bad with discounts, and they were big, like 40% discount, like 30% discount, and I'm like So I bought books. We are opening them today together. And I don't know, I think I have like around 15 of them. So I need scissors. Let's start first with small packages. I like opening book depository things, and I really like these book depository unboxings because they're just always so exciting. Oh, and also, since I'm doing this challenge, reading a book a day, I'm trying to look for smaller books because obviously I cannot read 600 pages a day. Quite a few of these books will be small, to be honest. So, first book. Yeah, so this is Bukowski. I haven't read Charles Bukowski. I think I started one of his books, but it was like a long time ago, I don't really remember. So I decided to give him a try. I know that he might not be my author. Like I know it might happen, but I just want to give it a try and see how I feel about him. Yeah, so this one is Notes of a Dirty Old Man. Okay, so this is a collection of Bukowski's columns for an underground LA newspaper. Writing as himself or his alter ego, Henry Chinaski, Bukowski delves into American law life with violence, women, gambling, and booze. Bukowski's semi-autobiographical stories veer between hilarity and despair, and he exploits the inherent beauty and futility of life. I like the word beauty of life, so I hope I'll see it here. So Bukowski is obviously a big name, and I just wanted to see if I liked him. The next package. Oh, okay, so this book I remember. It's actually quite small. I didn't expect it to be so small. It's almost mass market paperback size, but I guess it is a mass market paperback size. But it's a story of Anne of Byzantine. It's like this Byzantine princess. She is his father's first successor to throne, and she also learns a lot of kind of just life lessons and like how to manipulate people type of lessons from her mom. And apparently later she gets into quarrel with her mother, so there will be like some family troubles. Don't know much, but I'm interested also in Byzantine history because obviously it was very closely connected to Russian history, so I was excited to find it. Also, it's a small book, so it's perfect for my challenge. And this bookmark, I really like this bookmark. Another one. Okay, so this is a book I am, to be honest, a little bit afraid of, but also I'm kind of drawn and I want to read it. I'm curious about like the story because we actually studied it when I was in university, and the teacher talked about it, like it was really interesting and I really wanted to read it. However, it's a little bit dark and creepy, so I'm conflicted, but I got the book and I think I will read it. So it's a collector, and I'm sure a lot of you know what the book is about. It's about this crazy guy who he's collecting stuff, and he falls in love with this girl, and then he abducts her. He keeps her in the cellar of his house. So the girl, she thinks that her way back to freedom is through understanding him and through learning to talk to him and learning to just about him, so you know, kind of getting closer to him. So we will see what happens, but I think the story is going to be a sad one. But I really want to read it because my teacher spoke really good words about it. She said that it was very, very good. Next. Also, it feels like a small book. Okay, so this book I am excited about. Cats. This is T, right? Cat's Cradle. As far as I remember, it was described as a satire, like a satirical story on reckless scientists, and it deals with, like, you know, problem of nuclear science and creating nuclear weapons, and I guess the book will discuss these things. Okay, so Dr. Felix Honecker, one of the founding fathers of the atomic bomb, has left a deadly legacy to the world. He is the inventor of Ice-9, a lethal chemical capable of freezing the entire planet. The search for its whereabouts leads to Hanneke's 3 eccentric children, to a crazed dictator of a Caribbean, to madness. So yeah, I guess it's about like this crazy scientist. Oh, this actually feels like a little bit bigger book, so I don't remember. This book is actually so beautiful. This book is so beautiful. So A Pinch of Magic, and this is a middle grade. This is a middle grade novel because yay, middle grade is my happiness pill. I read it and it makes me always happy, and I always like the covers because I mean, look at this, how beautiful. And I promise you, in person it's even more beautiful than you see it right now on the screen. And it's a story about 3 sisters and a curse. That's all I know. Story about sisters and a curse. That's enough, and the fact that it's a middle grade, already enough. I am incredibly excited for this book. Also, I saw it in some people's YouTube channels and I thought, oh look, it has such a beautiful map. It has a map. I like books that have maps. I like maps. I like maps in general. So yes, this is my middle grade book. So excited. I really like it. Another one. Also a bigger one. Oh, okay, so this is The Thief Lord. And I guess it's a middle grade. It's a middle grade novel about thieves in Venice. And I mean, setting in Venice, how wonderful is that? And thieves. I like stories about thieves. So yeah. So 2 orphaned children are on the run in Venice, hiding among the crumbling canals and misty alleyways. Befriended by a gang of street children and their mysterious leader, the Thief Lord, they shelter in a disused cinema. Children, Venice, thieves, yes. Oh, look at the end papers, so beautiful. Let's see what's on the other side. Other side, nothing. Okay, but the first end paper was really beautiful. So this is not a middle grade. This is something I don't really remember. It's like a story about ghosts, and it's I think it's a YA. I think it's a YA horror. Yeah, 17-year-old Elliot. So yeah, it's a YA horror. But I got it because I think someone said that YA horrors are not as scary as adult horrors, which is good. Which is like because I always kind of want to read something scary, but if it's too scary, it really messes with like my state of mind. So I need something lower in the scale of scariness, and I hope that this book will be this. So 17-year-old Elliot hasn't slept properly for months. Ever since the accident that nearly killed him, a shadowy figure has made its presence felt, a figure only he can see. Elliot is convinced his near-death experience has enabled him to contact the dead, but are his ghostly visions real or the effect of a damaged mind? When Elliot gets a job at a supposedly haunted museum, it seems like the perfect chance to discover what's really going on. Museum, like setting in a museum, that is beautiful. I think I'm gonna like it, especially if it's not too scary. I think I'm gonna like it. Okay, now we're down to the fun packages because we get to do this. And it's John Steinbeck, The Pearl. Actually, it has a different cover, you know? Sometimes Book Depository sends you different covers from what you expected, but it's okay. I know that John Steinbeck is a really huge name in American literature. I've only read Of Mice and Men by him, but I really liked that novel. It was my style of a novel, you know, the one that makes you feel, the one that makes you cry, the one that, like, you know, creates feelings in your soul. I really enjoyed it and I want to read more by him. And yeah, so The Pearl is something I want to try, and it's super short. It's like not even 100 pages. I will definitely read it on some of my busy days, and I hope I'm gonna like it. And a bookmark. And I really kind of like this cover, to be honest. I'm not mad about it. Oh, and look, it has even some drawings. Okay, not that many drawings. Okay, so one more in the end. Another fun package. Oh, also a small book, and it's Snow Country by Yusunari Kawabata, and it's by a Japanese author, obviously, because I want to, since I'm in Japan, I want to learn something about Japanese culture and read books by Japanese authors, and this is going to be one of them. I don't really know what it's about. Oh, I thought it was a woman. I thought I was convinced that the author was a woman. Not like it matters, it doesn't really matter, but the author is a man. Oh, and it's a story about geishas. Yes. I really want to read about like geisha culture and stuff. So basically we follow this guy who is tired of this hustle and bustle of the city, and he takes a train and he travels through the snows. He travels to like some mountain rural town to a geisha that he believes he loves, and it's gonna be, I guess, like a love story and story about geishas. Yes. I'm excited. Okay, yes, this book I'm also excited about. This is by Italo Calvino, Into the War. I think it's a collection of his, I think it's his like memoir or like semi-autobiographical memoir about his life in Italy. Yeah, set in Italy in the summer of 1940. This trio of stories explores the relationships between the different generations caught up in the war, as well as Calvino's own experiences as a teenager. I am excited. I am so excited about this book, really. I'm so glad it came, and I'm so glad I found it. So I think it's going to be really interesting. And also Italy, I've been to Italy only once in my life, but I loved it. It is such a beautiful country. It is such a beautiful country. I am in love. I was in just like a few cities. I was in Rome. Also I went to Napoli, Verona. So Italy, beautiful country, beautiful. Another one. Okay, this book. This is a book, Quiet American. Is it going to be a queer romance? I'm here for it. But also I just find it interesting, you know, people traveling to different countries trying to promote their way of life and trying to promote their culture in different countries. I really like do not think that it's right, and I really do not think that it should be done, and I want to read about it, I guess, to convince myself even more that it's not right. I mean, globalization is happening anyway, but I really do not think that it's... I feel like you should respect other people's culture, and you should accept it and allow them to have it. One more. I didn't know it was so small. The White Stack. Oh, and it has so many, so many pictures, so beautiful. Yes, I will show you. Look. It has pictures, and it like this. A fairy tale about two kind of small tribes. For generations, the tribes of Huns and Magyars had moved relentlessly westward, obeying the voices of their pagan gods, which compelled them to follow the elusive White Stack to their promised homeland. They swept Europe, all the while pursuing their vision of the stack. Their leaders was called Attila, and the land Hungary. So it's based on historical events, even though, like, you know, very old. And I don't know anything about Hungarian history. Like Hungary history, I know nothing, like zero. So it's going to be interesting. Another one. Oh, this book I'm also excited about. This is The Family Under the Bridge, and it's also very short, and I think it's going to be something heartwarming and something just kind, because it's about this homeless man who lives under a bridge, and then he finds also abandoned children, and he just starts taking care about them. And I think it's going to be something beautiful and just something very, very kind, and something that I really like, and something that I always look for in books. Kindness. Yeah, and it's also in middle grade, so the font is really big, and it also has picture. Look at this man, look at him, he's adorable. I already love him. So I really think I'm gonna love this book. Actually, I talked about this book in my other video, in like my 5-star predictions video. You can watch it. And I'm in that video I also mentioned that I think I'm gonna really love this book. So yeah, I'm happy that it's finally here. One more package. I have already opened it, to be honest, because I expected it to be a Harry Potter book, but it wasn't. This is The Lies of Locke Lamora. Because last year so many YouTubers were reading this book, like Peru's Project was reading this book and someone else I forgot. And Peru's Project, for example, she really highly praised it. And I am not, like, my tastes and her tastes are not always the same. So for example, like, as you could tell, I'm not a big fan of YA fantasy. But I think because this is not a YA fantasy, so I really wanted to give it a try. And I also saw this book before she mentioned it, and I also was thinking about getting it. So yes, I got it, and now I'm going to give it a try. But like, apparently it's, again, the setting is Venice in Italy, and I'm like, yes. Plus, again, thieves. We love a good thief story. So yeah, I think I'm gonna love this book as well. And the last book, a big one, and I don't know what it is. It's actually 3 books. Yes, I remember buying them. So the first one is Will You Please Be Quiet Please, and this is a collection of short stories by Carver. Honestly, cannot tell you like what the stories are about. I haven't read anything by him. I saw a lot of praise for him as author and his short stories. Carver breathes new life into the short story. Carver showed how humor and tragedy dwell in the hearts of ordinary people and won a readership that grew with every subsequent brilliant collection of stories. Next one is Hemingway. Hemingway, To Have and Have Not. A tough guy making his living during the Depression from his motorboat in Key West, Florida. Although he normally takes out his fishing parties, sometimes his boat can be put to other uses. If the money offered is worth his while, Harry will run guns, rum, and men to and from Cuba. But he is playing a dicey game. Hemingway's hardest hero risks not just his living but his life. Also a criminal. Can you tell I like stories about criminals, but not like horror stories, but more like about them as people, and like what forces them to do those things. So I hope it's gonna be that, and I hope I'm gonna like it. I read by Hemingway, I read Farewell to Arms and The Old Man and the Sea. I really liked Farewell to Arms. Really enjoyed it. I think it was brilliant, so I want to read something else by Hemingway. And the last book is Under the Net. Under the Net by Murdoch. I don't remember her name. Jake, clever and lazy, makes a living out of writing translations and sponging off his friends. When he is kicked out of his latest lodgings, he embarks on a series of fantastic and hilarious adventures around London, involving movie stars, majestic philosophers, bookies, singers, and celebrities. So, interesting adventures. London. London is also a very interesting setting for me. I would like to read some more books about London, and yeah, I hope I'm going to love it. There you have, guys, 15 books that I received from Book Depository. Yes, luckily they were with discount. They were like 50 or 40% discount, and I'm not mad at myself for buying so many of them. So yeah, I am incredibly excited for all of them. I want to read them as soon as possible. And so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you, I think, also today in my reading vlog. So don't miss out on that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon, very soon. Bye bye.